What can we do about the death of our youth? The drug sling, gang bang, sirens ring. Is it the cops or the enemy? Did someone die or is someone going to jail? This seems to be the fate of where we live. This place we call hood, urban section again. Why do we use these names? Just because our lives are worth less than anyone else's? Was it because we have drug dealers and liquor stores in every other corner? What can we do to change our condition in the way other people see us, as well as the way we see ourselves? All right, y'all.
Hey, hey.
Welcome to Peep Game TV and Keeping a Real Team Collaboration. I'm your man SRD, aka Shadi Ali, with my man Jay Sean,
Yep,
aka
yep.
Mr. F Love.
Yep,
Just
yep.
playing a little something for you. Hope you enjoyed it. A little, something that was personal to me that I created, a little artistic creativity. So, and I want y'all to, just kind of sink that in. If you come from where I come from, then you know what I was talking about and how that affects us. You know what I'm saying? So it's October 23rd, Thursday, 2025, our new day.
Mm.
Now, before we get started, I want to let you know that I'm gonna be away for 2 weeks. Need a little time. Me and the wife, chill out, get kicked back, get away, relax, regroup, be ready to come back after those 2 weeks. Hopefully, with new energy, new perspective, and new point of views. All right, so let's get to it.
Two,
What's
two
going
weeks.
on, my brother?
2 weeks. That's a long vacation.
Yeah. I mean, like you said last week, sometimes everything start bombarding you and you need some time. You need a way, you need a getaway.
Yeah.
You need to regroup, every day hustle and bustle. So sometimes you got to step away from that, regroup, come back in it, ready, raring and ready to tackle it.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that's what that's about. Get away to regroup, gain new perspective. Gonna be going to Florida to see the brother-in-law.
Oh, that's what's up.
All right. I see that. Well. Hey.
Seventh
Yeah.
music.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Peak Game TV and Keeping a Real Team Collaboration. We know y'all could have been anywhere, but we glad y'all took some time out to be with us. We hope y'all hang around for a while, see what's going on, see what's cooking with us, so we can get this thing started. Last week I went first. I asked you the question first, so let me
Oh,
know, what your question is for me. And all of yous who are watching, you got any questions or something, any topics you want to bring up, then bring those topics up, man, so we can get to them,
yeah, you know that.
so we can really get this thing doing what it needs to do for all of us, so we all can have some enjoyment and some education at the same time. You did?
You know. Um, a lot of most people they have something where they could tell you like a certain situation, a certain person, um, certain trial and tribulation, certain setback, um, or a comeback. You know, everybody have certain times in their life when they can remember that. But my question for you is, what's a moment in your life that completely changed? What's a moment in your life what that completely changed how you see the world today?
Ah, man, that's it's kind of tough because I had kind of I can't. It's a few that comes to mind. It's a few that comes to mind that really changed my view on life per se. But I would have to go with you know when my son was born.
Mm.
I would have to go with that because once he was born, I had a feeling that came over me that it was no longer just about me. It was about someone else needing me and was helpless and couldn't do anything for themselves without me doing it for them.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that, along with, me losing people, in my struggle, lost my brother, and then two of them like short back to back, like maybe like 6 months apart. That gave me a new perspective. But I would have to say my son being born and knowing that he was a helpless individual that needed me and I needed to be there for him. And in order to be there for him, then I needed to make some changes. I needed to stay out of jail. I needed to stay alive, and I needed to put myself in a position where I would be able to take care of him properly. So yeah, that's the one that really, you know, gave me a whole new perspective on how I see the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's a
I
good.
mean, so what, what was it for you? What happened in your life that gave you a different perspective on how you see the world?
Um, I guess, a perspective, or a moment, or a moment, or a perspective, or however you want to call it, something that really changed my life. I think I can't really put my finger on one certain thing, but I think I could put it on several things that combine to be one thing. M- like where yours is when your son was born. That's a positive thing. I think negative things changed my life.
Okay,
Um, Seeing the negativity in things, and far as uh, fake love, or you know what I mean, or or family hurting you, or women hurting you. You know what I mean?
right.
So most of the times with me, the things that changed my life was seeing things that I thought was supposed to be one way, but they turned out to be another way. And then I could focus and say, okay, well now, Jay, you know better. Like, because my main problem with me is thinking everybody is like me. You know, we got a lot of problems like that. When you ever been around
Absolutely.
you ever been around somebody, you be like, damn, I just can't. I can't see why they act like that. Like when I broke away, not broke away, but you know how when we got older and we start hanging with maybe co-workers or different people, and we wasn't really hanging with each other from 17th Dab. You know, you might
Right.
have your own group of friends. I think maybe when you was in Nabisco, what you had, Slim. What's his name? Was
Yeah.
Slim?
Slim
Slim.
Pope,
Pope. Yeah.
Squid. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, you know, when I broke away, you know, I had different friends too. And then in the streets and stuff, you have different friends. But sometimes I used to see like people moving, and I used to be like, "Yo, like, why you like that?" Like the people I grew up was nothing like that. You know what I mean? So why I say that is because see, that's the things that changed my life. Like seeing stuff like negative things. You know what I mean? So
right,
anyway,
right.
to make a long story short, negative things, and not just one particularly. Negative moments and events change the way I see the world today. You know what I mean?
Okay,
And that's unique, because just like a positive thing, your son being born changed the way you see the world today. And me watching negative people do negative things to me or to themselves or to the world, that helped me changed me the way I see the world.
okay.
You know
All
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, I could dig it. I mean, that. like I was saying, like you, a number of things, but that was the thing that I could say that was the
Hmm.
pivotal moment for me. Yeah,
Right.
there was a number of different other things that brought me, like getting retained in the sixth grade, all of that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But other than that, that was the pivotal moment that I could really grasp and stick to and realize that once that happened, it was a shift in my mindset and it was a shift in the way that I saw life and saw the world and what I
Mhm.
wanted from life and what I
Mo-
wanted from the world.
Most
You know what I
definitely.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's basically it. Now, you was basically saying that, behaviors, certain people behaviors like got you to the point where it caused you to look at the world differently as well as look at people differently. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So my question is, so I'm calling in. What do you think makes some people pathological liars?
I was I had even looked that up, man, and I was uh I was just talking with somebody about that, about pathological liars. I had it pulled up, but I don't know what happened to it. Um and it had gave me a good definition of it. With it had gave me I had it pulled up for a minute, but I don't know where it went, but it was down here somewhere. And pathological liars. Um I had looked it up, right, Shah?
Right.
And it had said a pathological liar they compulsively lie without clear reason or benefit, often for extended periods and to the detriment of their own lives. This condition, also known as mathomania or pseudodoliaja fantasy or something, is characterized by frequent, elaborate lies that may eventually become indistinguishable from reality for their lying itself. It is not recognized mental disorder on its own, but it can be a symptom of underlying conditions or a compulsion that may help with therapy. I had looked that up. So anyway, I was talking with somebody about pathological lies because it's so many pathological liars, this out here, man. Like this, sometimes you can't even believe it, and it'll amaze you or sometime or shock you. Like some people just lie just to be lying, like they don't really got a reason.
Mm.
And I was trying to figure out, are are they detached from reality, or is it something inside them that make them have to lie to prove something to themselves? You know what I mean? Because I mean everybody can lie. You know what I mean? Like, in a situation, maybe to a boss, to your wife, or something like that. But I'm talking about pathological lies, people that just lie on a humbug, and people that just wake up in the morning and just to lie and just to do all that. I really think that some kind of way that they detach from reality. And somewhere along the line, when they got detached from reality, they wasn't able to come back. And and where they at, that's where they staying at. You know what I mean? So I mean, it can't be realism. You know what I mean? If you just wake up telling lies all the time, it got to be something that's missing. It got to be something that's missing from your life, uh, from your maybe your childhood or maybe your adulthood, or maybe you're not where you want to be, or it it got to be something inside of you that's missing to make you a pathological liar, um, or wanting to be accepted. Um, I don't like. I could go on and on and on about. a pathological liar because, and then the thing is, people that's pathological liars, like they know they liars, they know it, but try to lie to a liar and see what happens. That's like try stealing from a thief or try cheating on a cheater. You know what I mean? It'd be total disaster. But anyway, I just think a pathological liar is somebody who some kind of way detached from reality and something is missing in their life, either from when they was a child that they never got counseling for or overcame, or something as an adult that they haven't reached or they feel is unreachable, and and that's how they deal with it by lying they way through. Um, I don't want to say life, maybe day to day, week to week, lying their way through different situations and to different people, and I guess to make themselves feel complete. I mean, I don't know, but anyway, what you think about that?
I mean, that's a deep topic, really.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
I never really examined it like that. Really looked at it to a point of a person just being pathological with it. Just it's uncontrollable
Right.
where they do it, and they really have no just reason behind it, or sometimes they may start believing the lie themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think you know there's enough lies that's being told to us just in this country. So to add to it, and especially if it's not something where you're trying to protect somebody, you know
Mm.
what I mean? You're trying to
Yeah.
protect yourself,
Right.
or or you're afraid. But I think you kind of hit on it. My opinion that a lot of times when people tell those type of lies, they're trying to build themselves up, build the image
Mm.
in the people's mind that they're actually conversating with, to try to get you to see them in a manner that they would like to see themselves. However, they haven't gotten to the point where they're able to see themselves in that manner.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
those lies give them that creativity to have that image to be able to do so. Like they can say, look, well, next week I'm going to get me a 2025 Cadillac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just came into about, $500,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So these are sometimes it's like wishful thinking. So they figure, and they want you to look at them like, wow, you doing it like that? You getting it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only kind of thing that I could think of that would motivate people to just, lie about certain things, that some things you even know that they're lying. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When they say it to you, man, come on, man, you lying to us.
That's what I'm talking about. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, moving on. Um, we all go through this. We all get we all walk around with sometime with with a monkey on our back, or feel like we walking with bricks on our back, or we loaded down with pressure and stress and everything from society. Like sometimes you walk around with that for weeks and everything, or years or months or whatever on your back. So um when life feels overwhelming to you, right? What helps you to find balance or clarity?
All
Clarity.
right, let me peace, Lick, peace. How you? For me, there's a number of things that give me balance and clarity. Sometimes it depends on what it is, what mood I'm in, and where I'm at the time when it occurs. You know what I mean? Like there's been times where I would feel like overwhelmed at work,
Mm.
and I would go back into thoughts of something maybe we did on the block when we was having fun,
Right.
or something that happened at home, you know, with you know the wife and my son, or some family outing, or something where I really enjoyed myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go back to that, that thought, to be able to say, man, this is temporary. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna have to be dealing with this, for a long period of time. This is
Right.
something that I'm going to be able to overcome. Just like that good time that I had gone, came and went, this is going to come and go. Other times, I get into a mood where if something going on and I'm home, then I'm gonna put on some music.
Yeah.
Plenty of times where I put on some music, some nice slow jams, from back in the day. Get into my zone. Just start thinking back. When like it always kind of takes me to the same place. A time when life was easier. A
Mm.
time when life was fun. You know what I mean? Because in order to you know detach from a stressful situation, for me, it's good to think back to a non-stressful situation. you
Mm.
know. So even like Christmas time, for me, not for you, I know Christmas wasn't, you was like voided of Christmas. Christmas is kind of a sad time for you.
Yeah.
But for me, Christmas, Thanksgiving, those were happy times for me. Those are some of my most memorable times. And I do that to this day, like go back in thought to good times so that I can, keep pushing, because now I'm saying, shit, I had good times then. Now I'm gonna work on building some more good times. I'm not gonna let how I feel right now define my entire uh, entire future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let a rough patch bring me down to a point where I feel like I can't get through it. Or I can't make it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Or this is all. This is going to be this is going to be my life from here on in. Or to a
Mm.
point where I'm ready to give up and say I can't do it no more. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
just keep fighting, keep going, and then in other cases I'll go back to, like I said, the time where I overcame some tough stuff. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, for example, when my mom had me left back in sixth grade, that was a tough time for me. You
Mm.
know, I, everybody else moving forward to the seventh grade, I'm stuck in the sixth grade. So now the people that was in the fifth grade is coming up with me in the sixth grade. The
Yeah.
people I was looking down to, looking at me now. Now the people that we was face to face, they looking down on me now. So
Right.
so that had me, like, man, how can I get through this? And then remember, that's a whole nother year. That's not something you got to deal with temporarily. It's a year. A year seems like a long time when you 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? And you got to come to school every day, every morning, and be the guy who got left back. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And wondering what people saying about you, and what if they whispering about you or something like that. So yeah, so I figured, if I made it through that time, I'm ready. You know what I mean? I can get through whatever it is that comes before me. It's just a matter of putting it in perspective and putting myself in a mindset where I can defeat it. Whatever it is, I can defeat it. So what is yours when it comes to that?
Read the question again.
No, it was you had read it to me, like, what type of thing, what do you do when you want to gain clarity or balance?
Okay.
in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like when things get overwhelming.
Right.
You know what I
Um.
mean? That type of thing.
When to be honest with you, when to be honest with you, when things get overwhelming and I need clarity and balance, to be quite honest, keeping it real, I I always I always get into myself in my head. Um, I always find peace within myself because when life get stressful and things get overwhelming to me, and you know, bigger problems on top of bigger problems, I usually just hibernate and I shut down from the world as much as I could, and I just figure things out in my brain. I try to reprogram my brain. What happened? How did I let myself get here? How I'm gonna damn sure make sure I don't never get in this situation again, and how I'm gonna move forward. And that's really how I've been dealing with things. I might have a couple of people I might call to maybe vent to, express my feelings or something like that. But all in all, in a whole nutshell, when life get threatening and things get overwhelming to me, I just seclude myself. I just shut down and seclude myself because thinking is like my therapy. When I'm by myself and I'm thinking, because whatever was overwhelming, it definitely ain't gonna happen two or three times to me. Maybe one time, maybe two times, maybe. But it damn sure ain't gonna be a repeat offender in my life. You know what I mean? Not at all. So when things get like that, to find clarity and balance, I find it in myself. I find peace in myself. I don't go like read the Bible to get it. I don't go to counseling to get it. Um, I do everything within myself. I pay myself, and I question my I ask myself questions and I answer them, and I've been doing all right so far.
Okay. Yeah, Malik. Yeah, it is Jay. Malik was asking, was that you? Yeah,
Malik,
yeah. So,
which Malik?
from the ad.
Oh, what's good, Malik?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's it's kind of similar to what I do. You know what I mean? I go inside myself.
Yeah,
And I pray. I pray every day. So that's something that I just do when because I'm used to doing it. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So, but yeah, it's definitely good to retreat.
yeah,
Retreat from outside or external forces that may have caused you to become overwhelmed. You know what I
mm-hmm,
mean? And come into yourself where you can find peace. And it's important, that you mentioned, having that inner peace.
yeah. That's what it's
That inner
about.
peace, yeah, that inner peace, especially when you start getting up in age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That inner peace is nothing like having that inner peace. And when it's disrupted, then that's a problem.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When that peace get disrupted, it's a problem.
It's a problem. Yeah, you right.
Oh, okay. What's up, Waleek? Oh no, this Waleek, my my nephew's father.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
what's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What's good with you, brother?
We kicked it a few last week
Yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah.
phone.
Good to hear from you, brother. All right. Okay, I thought you was Malik from the ad, man. How you? Yeah, it's definitely good to hear from you, brother. You know, where you at right now, man? Where you residing at? Where that's at? Okay. Yeah, brother. Yeah, it's definitely good, man, to hear from you. Oh, okay, South Carolina. All right. All right. I'm in the north right now. My granddaughter just moved from South Carolina. And matter of fact, that's where she was at. She was in Florence. You know? Yeah, that's where she was at. But it's good to hear from you, brother. You know? Much love, man. Much love. So so what's now? We all grew up in we all grew up, and even the brother. Yeah, he said he was kicking it with you. Where y'all had you had went to the event?
No, he called me. He hit me up on Facebook, and then I shot him the math, and he called, and we politicked last week and shit on the phone. He actually he made me feel good that day. We just was talking about the podcast and a couple of things,
Oh, okay.
and he gave me some uplifting um some uplifting.
Words of encouragement. Okay.
Yeah, words of wisdom. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely,
that's what he do, man.
definitely did. So he listened to my tell him he listens to my show from the cut. He
Yeah. Yeah. So he was checking it out. Yeah.
he listens from the sidelines. He not ready to
He don't want to come in and join. He
he
just
don't
want
want
to
to
observe. He's an observer.
he don't want to jump in the fire yet. We ready for
Yeah. But I'm glad,
him.
I'm glad he reached out to us now, man. I'm
Yeah.
definitely happy for that.
And tell him that's why we on Thursday night now, because he was telling me about falling asleep and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I
All
was
right.
like, I'll be burnt out, man. I'll be burnt. We gonna have to be in shotgun switch tonight, so I'm gonna switch the nights or something.
Yeah. You don't want to be dozing off on the show,
Yeah,
man.
I'll be burnt out because I give it my all. When I do something, I give it my all. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna hold back. I'm gonna give it my all. So how they say that, I ball till I fall.
All right. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. You know,
everybody be everybody be calling me, telling me
thank
how
you,
to get on
brother.
the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody
We
be calling me.
appreciate it.
Everybody be calling me when I'm doing the show and text me how to listen to the show. We've been telling people how to listen to this show for weeks and months. It's YouTube on Peep Game TV or Shadi. Um,
All
uh,
they got to do is look at the flyers. We got flyers up. They just got to check the flyers. On whatever social media, they can see it on the flyer.
and Peep Game is like you on YouTube, so you just put that in, your joint pop up now.
Right.
It ain't like you got to search. If you put Peep Game TV,
It pops right up.
it's gonna pop right up. But
Yeah. He said he said he proud of us, man. He was telling you that. We appreciate that, brother.
yeah, he did. Yes, he
Yeah. We still got more stuff coming, man.
did.
We working on some other stuff too. What's
Yeah.
up, Kay? What's going on? That's Kay now.
Who?
Kay,
Which one?
Hope.
Oh, Ho. What's good, Ho?
He just clicked on. Yeah, so
Okay.
we got some stuff coming up. Book almost done. Book should be floating around real soon now.
And while you said that real quick, since you touched on that, I'm gonna be writing uh uh well, everybody don't know him, but you know him, Omar's Omar Williams' book, my man is blind executioner. I'm gonna be writing his book, and then after that, shit, I think I'm gonna write another autobiography, cause from because the last one I wrote, I think I was 42. So now I think I'm gonna write another one because I done did a lot of things in 20 years. A lot done happened to me. So
Oh, okay. So you gonna go from
42
42 on up.
to now, yeah, yeah,
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
Then who knows? You might write another one. We might be writing them when we 80, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Peace, K. Peace.
So that's what's up, K. Peace. But hey,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what it's about, man. Keep something on the iron. Keep the iron on the fire. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we all came from the inner city. What we used to call the ghetto, the hood, the urban section. You know, and there's different elements around depending on the area you live in. We kind of talked about this on a previous show about what is having people around you, different people.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is, does your environment really mold you into who you become or to who you became? Or did your environment really mold you to who you have became today?
Yeah, and when I thought about this question, I said we kind of touched on it in a different way a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's many ways you could spin that or spin this. You know what I mean? Because I was really thinking about it because I had did an interview one day. This guy from Brooklyn had interviewed me when I was writing the movies and stuff. And the last question he asked me was, put it like this. I'm gonna hit you. Let's spin away from the topic for a minute.
All right.
I want
Go
to
ahead.
ask you something. This is our show, so we could do what we
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
If I was to ask you, what makes you Patterson? Like, just give me something real quick, like in 1 minute. What makes you Patterson? If somebody from somewhere else was like, This the final question, shot. What makes you Patterson? What would you say?
The mindset, the way I move, the way I maneuver in situations, and my overall demeanor. You
Mm,
know what I mean?
yeah.
That, that's what I would say.
Okay. Okay. So that, with that being said, I was doing an interview for a movie, and the guy at the end of the interview said, "I got one more question. If I was to ask you what makes you Patterson, what would you say? What would you say?" Anyway, I said something whatever, like you said, whatever. But in terms of thinking of that, it's the same thing I'm saying in that question. Do your environment mold you into how you are in life when you older, or or how you being brought up or whatever? Do your environment affect that? You know what I mean? And you really got to think about it, but you really got to. The only way you really can answer that is yes, because you might get a couple of people who grew up. We talking about we from Patterson, so we talking about Patterson. You might get a couple of people, and you might be able to see them, and you might be able to say like like I don't know where this joker from, or I don't know where she from. You know what I mean? Because she don't you don't act like you from Patterson, or you don't look like you from Patterson or something like that. Because most of us from Patterson, we move the same. We articulate the same. Um, we carry ourselves the same. You know what I mean? And that's from, say, us being young and watching like our brothers and the people in the neighborhood. You watch them, how they dress and how they walk and how they talk and how they hustle or how they work. You might see some. I mean, I remember when I was young, and Wise, that grew up across the street from me. His father worked it for, no, was it? Yeah, his father worked it for Coca Cola. So that was cool as hell to me.
Right.
Remember we was talking about that a couple what we saw in our neighborhood. I didn't get to bring that up last time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I just remember why his father like working for Coca-Cola, and as a young kid, like 8 and 9 and 10 years old, that was cool as hell to me. Like, you know what I mean? So I could have used that for a role model if I really wanted to. My father worked for Brogan Cadillac. You remember when it was on
Yeah, the
Madison
one by
Ave?
Wonder Bread, by
My
Wonder Bread.
my father worked there 14 years.
Oh, okay.
Every year he got a different Cadillac. When I was growing up as a kid, every year you know, I could have looked at that maybe as a role model. I don't know, you know what I mean? But we all pick and choose how we let our environment mold us. But it's one thing for sure. Um, how they say you could take the boy out the projects, but you can't take the projects out the boy.
Right.
That's how I feel about our environment of Patterson. I feel like you could take the man out of Patterson. So you could be in North Carolina and what Wah is in South Carolina and Hove is in Georgia. And
Right.
you could take the man out of Patterson, but you can't take the Patterson out the man. That's the way I feel. I believe it's gonna deep down inside your environment. It's still not in a negative way.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
I believe that it's still in you. What you think about that?
No, I think that there's some truth to that. I mean, especially people that you have been interwoven with, people that you've spent a lot of time around, eh, working together, doing things together, and people that you admire.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to a point where you're able to utilize certain things that you've seen and
Mm-hmm.
that you learn. And it gives you like, because I would say that Patterson has great survival skills and also great skills with you can go anywhere and you can
Adapt.
blend in with that area. You know what I'm saying? You can find a way to say, look, I'm going to be in this area and I'm going to blend in with this area. You know what I mean? I'm going to make it, where like they say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
That is it's like that. If you can make it in Patterson, you can make it anywhere. So
Yeah.
no matter where you go, you're gonna if you was that type of individual in Patterson, you're going to be that type of individual somewhere else. And then some people, even they may not do as well in Patterson or may not have done as well in Patterson and go to other places and thrive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
true.
yeah, so I think Patterson did have a profound effect on who we are as individuals, you
Mm.
know? So, I agree with you when it comes to that.
Yeah. Um. Um. Oh, okay. Um. We all think about this at times. I had something I wanted to say, but I forgot. We all think about this at times, sometime in our life. No matter what, it's sometime in your life when you're gonna think about your childhood, when you had opportunities to go this way or this way. Now you might have chose to go this way and should have went that way. You might have chose to go this way, you should have went that way, or maybe you just was on the ledge leaning from side to side, But if you had a if you could give a younger you a good piece of advice, uh, what would it be and why?
give a younger me a good piece of advice. And I'm trying to, I've been,
We touched on
watching
that.
us.
We touched on that one time too before.
Yeah, yeah. I've been watching it, and I'm trying to, when we communicate, not drift off, look in different directions. So I'm trying to, purposely, intentionally, keep my mind, keep my eye on the camera. Um, that's a question that do require some thought, because a lot of things that I've done, even in a time where they may have not turned out the way I would like them to have turned out,
Mm-hmm.
they have still it has still molded me into a person that I'm happy to be now. You know, so I'm happy, and I'm comfortable with the person that I am today, and that's due to things that I've done in the past. But if I had to pick something, I would say that I would have concentrated more in high school on, you know, when it came to the books. I would have concentrated more rather than concentrating on the money.
Right.
My whole 4 years and, well, 5 years, 4.5 years of high school, I concentrated more on making money rather than books and, you know, using 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 high school as a stepping stone to probably go to college or something like that. And it's weird because for years I've had dreams about being back in East Side, going to school and stuff like that. And I still have them periodically.
Yeah.
And I think it's because when I was in school, I paid very little attention. No, I graduated, but I didn't apply myself in the academic form. I applied myself in the economic part of it. You know
Mm.
what I mean? So yeah, I would tell myself, look, don't get so caught up in the economics that you forget to apply yourself to the academic part of it.
Mm.
That's the message that I would give myself. You know. So what
Yeah.
about you?
Um. Babies. Babies. Hands down. Don't make so many kids. Hands down. Number one thing I would have told myself:
Strap up.
strap up. Eh, I ain't got nothing else to say. Hands down. Don't babies. I think you know why I say that, and I got 8 kids, 4 sons and 4 daughters, and I love them and care about them all, and I got a good relationship just about with all of them, and that's hard to do. Have a good relationship with 8 kids, but I mean I fall out with some of them from
Oh,
time
of
to
course.
time, but I'm not saying that because of the positive creation part of it.
Right, right.
Um, I'm saying that because I had I got my first son pregnant, mother pregnant. I was 15. She was 16. She had the baby when I was 16. She had turned 17. But that was for our great grandparents and them getting married in 13 and 14 and 15.
Right.
So you having babies at that age, like,
Right.
and then to turn around and have another one, you know what I mean? And then another one, and then all back to back and have like 3 or 4 kids before you 21. What's the right word? It's I don't. Well, yeah, it's such a it's a distraction. Nothing negative about the seeds, the kids. Nothing negative about that. It's just so much a distraction because of the world we live in today. Because number one, you young, dumb, and full of cum, how they say it, and you trying to having sex with as many women as you can because that's all you know at that age: money,
Right, right.
sex, and drugs. And well, most of us from our environment, as we said, and and then you having babies, and then you falling right into the powers that be, the structure way of thinking, because now you go from there, you going right into the system. Because you're only 15. How many 15-year-olds is gonna actually say to a girl, I'm gonna support you and the baby, don't worry about it? Now there might be some exceptions.
Yeah, of course. There's always the exceptions,
It's
but right.
exceptions, but I don't. I would rather to say it's a lot that at
No,
15 that you
yeah,
ain't
no,
gonna tell a female at 15 that don't worry about nothing, I got you. Or you might
right,
say it, but at 15, I mean, what's the options? You know what I mean?
right. Back then, you already know what the options were.
Yeah.
Was it wasn't getting a great job, that's for
Nah,
sure.
that's what I mean. So then, right then and there, your back is against the wall to what? To hustle. Because at
To
15, I
provide,
mean,
right,
you're 15, you need working papers.
right.
So now you got to hustle. And you got to do that. And the hustling it probably works out good.
And then shoot, you couldn't get working papers what till you were 16, right?
15, I got my first working
15?
papers
Oh,
at
okay.
15, yeah, for a
Oh, all right.
cedar job.
Oh,
But
oh, the Cedars, right.
but you know what I mean? And then before that, you in a setback. Now you got a child. Not only, let's don't even think of the money part of the aspects of it. Think about the what it do to your mental.
Yeah.
Now you became a parent at 15, a father at 15, or a baby daddy or whatever you want to call them at 15 years old. So that already is so much mental on you. You got a baby at a young age. Now you got to try to worry about supporting it. The pressure is on your parents. The pressure is on the girl. The pressure is on you,
Their parents, right.
their parents, and then uh, what? What was it? 9 out of 10 times you're not gonna be with your first baby mother. You know what I mean?
Especially at that age.
At that age, so that's adding onto the system more of what they want to make welfare the baby daddy. You know what I mean? And then the next thing, soon as you get 18, them papers come flying through the door for child support. You know what I mean? So I think of all the situations that I put myself in. I remember that one time I was paying like $255 a week. It might not sound like nothing now, but think about in like
When you're
1990.
making when what minimum wage was what 275 to
Oh yeah,
$3.
and now I had a good job too, and I
Sure.
and I had to pay. I think I was paying 255 a week, and that was maybe 1990. That was like unheard of back then. So you know what I mean? So that was another that monkey on your back. But I mean, it was my fault. I couldn't blame nobody else. It was my fault and the girl's fault. You know what I mean? Because it take two to tangle.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? So that right there is another something that holds you back. You know what I mean? And I'm just speaking for myself. I just feel like I could have did so much more. You know what I mean? With freedom from because I got 8 kids,
From obligation.
from
Right.
obligations. I think I could have did so much. I still did a lot now, don't get me wrong. I still did a lot in my life, but I just feel like my life would have went different. If I would have like protected myself a little bit more. Now, but
Yeah.
don't get it wrong. Before somebody starts saying something later, what I said, I didn't say nothing bad about no kids or
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I'm talking about me. personally how my life would have been if I could have just waited. I could
Right,
have just
right.
waited and had the 8 kids once I got married to somebody and gave her 8 babies. Put it like that.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, had 8 kids by the same woman. You know what I'm saying? And I would have took that. You know what I mean? But 8 kids by say 7 different baby mothers. You know what I mean? And we all out there in the same, just about. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah,
Hands,
yeah, yeah.
hands
Well,
down, hands down. That's what I
that
would
would
tell.
that would be it.
That's what
Protect
I would.
yourself at all times,
That's what.
like in the
That's
boxing ring.
that's what I would tell a young Jay Sean.
Protect yourself
Protect
at
your,
all times.
protect yourself at all times, baby.
I can dig it, brother. I can
For
dig it.
real, that's no doubt. That's what I would have told myself. Don't shoot up the club.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know that was
I
I
got.
had my first at 17, so she was pregnant at 16.
So
So
we
and
all
that
been we all around the same boat,
yeah,
and
and that went kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
yeah, and the biggest nightmare is that I heard a judge say one time. I heard a judge say, one night of pleasure could cost you 18 years of pain.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's just some
And nowadays even more. It even extends beyond 18.
yeah.
That's when we was coming up. 18, it was like, okay, once you hit 18, you got to do your own thing. Now, man, it's a whole different ballgame. That's another
Yeah, I
week
just thought of
show.
another. I just thought of another question for next week. I'm
Yeah, that's another show.
wow.
Got one more question,
Go
and
ahead.
we got about 3 minutes. We
All
just
right.
try to squeeze this one in. You know, you know, there's a lot of things now. There's a lot of different um, you know, them, they, bi-curious, pansexual. There's a lot of different titles.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is, what is your feelings on gay marriage?
Mm. Let me see if I can answer this quick, and then I'll ask you. Um. Well, like with me, I keep, I keep it. I'm gonna keep it real. So that's how I do. I got like I said, I got 4 sons and 4 daughters. Um, I got one a gay son and a gay daughter.
Mm,
So if speaking from a personal standpoint, um, it take time. It take time to get used to it.
okay.
But if I could tell somebody else or help somebody else who listening who might go through the same situation, is that um your love can't never waver. You know what I mean? No, even if you gotta bite your tongue or pinch yourself or whatever you gotta do, you gotta let people be and do what they want to do because you did. Right or wrong, you gotta support them and you gotta love them because it's no two people on the earth the same. And some people like chocolate cake, some people like vanilla cake, some people like Coke soda, some people like orange soda. Who is we to tell people what to do? Now, as far as getting into the biblical parts of it and the abominations and the sins and all that, I don't really touch into all that. You know, I just tell people love them for what they are, and 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 once people grown, they gonna live their own life. You know what I mean? You just support them and wish them the best, and hope nothing bad never happens or nothing like that, and you just keep it moving. You just gotta love them. You know what I mean? And accept what it is. Hard as it is, like even if you don't agree with it, just do your best to try to accept it. That's all I can say about that. What about you, real quick?
Real quick, my thing is there's more to a person than their sexual preference.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Than
right,
who they decide they want to love.
right.
So who you want to love, who you want to marry, that's between you and your higher power.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no qualms about it either way. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? It's something that if you choose to do it, to each his own. That's my view when it comes to that. Like, as you said, when it comes to religion and things of that nature, that's why I say it's between them and their higher power. People have other aspects and other, you know, talents and things that they bring to the world,
Yeah.
to their family members and so forth and so on. You know what I mean? So I don't want to hold a person hostage
Right.
based on their sexual preference or who they choose to love. So yeah, so for me, it's about if you doing your best to be the best person you can be, that's enough for me.
True. True.
Let me see. This is humble said what?
That's Dre.
I'm not. Well, he looking at it. Basically, he ain't following it. He looking at it. He's saying like, you know, you can do what you want. These are thousands of sins. I'm not gonna follow that, but you can do what you want. These are thousands of sins.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is, when it comes to sins, like in the Bible where it says Jesus said with the lady when they was ready to stone her for adultery, Jesus said, "Let the one who has no sins cast the first stone." You know what I'm saying? So, and they end up letting the lady walk away because
Yeah.
no matter when it comes to that, we all got sins. They just do it have a different sin, and we in with that humble vision. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Um, it's been a pleasure having you on,
Yeah.
spending time with you on this Thursday. And remember, 2 weeks, I'm going to be missing in action, and I
Mm-hmm.
will be back after the 2 weeks, ready and raring to go, hopefully with new energy, new perspective, and maybe some new information, something new. Maybe the book can be done, hopefully, or something like that. But we know y'all could have been anywhere else. Y'all chose to spend that with us. And for that, we're grateful.
Mm-hmm.
And thank y'all for supporting us on our new day. You got anything to say, brother?
Um. Now enjoy your vacation. You know what I mean. You deserve it. Uh. Everybody know. Check me out tomorrow night on TikTok at JSean763 and our Facebook Live about 9:30 and and really that's it, man. Another good show. Another good show under our belt.
All right, all right. To the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.